Me llamo Lauren y este es mi proyecto español. For my project, I chose to focus on the food in Spain. My question was, how does the food in Spain affect the health of the people that live there? Through this experience, I learned that their way of life is very similar to ours, and their way of eating is too. The main places to eat in Spain were cafes. There were few, if any, fast food restaurants. Although they do not have fast food stores, the meals that were served to us were rich in flavor and filling. For breakfast, meat, cheese, and bread seemed to be the main foods. In our hotels, we were given lots of pastries to try as well. Having such a large and full breakfast may influence the health of Spanish people because they are eating so much, as we sometimes do not even eat breakfast. Lunch is their biggest meal of the day, and I believe that not only the food, but also the way the food is brought out affects the health of the people there. Eating lunch in Spain is a leisure activity to say the least. The waiters would come around very rarely, leaving lots of time to digest the food you ordered. The food sold for lunchtime ranges greatly, just like here, but it was very filling. Some restaurants just sold tapas or pizza, while others sold pastas and hearty meals. Having the biggest meal in the middle of the day probably makes people in Spain a little healthier than us because they don't have to wait as long to have a big meal. They don't need to binge at the end of the day because their day is split in almost two. All the dinners that we had in Spain were delicious. Most had meat and they were all really rich and filling. The desserts were perfect as well. I believe that their desserts were very similar to ours. Although there were processed food like chips, we did not have any. Also, the portions given to us were smaller, making us eat less, which also helps the health of these people. Spanish people take their time when they eat. There is not really any grab-and-go places, which produce unhealthy foods. Overall, I believe that because of the food in Spain, Spanish people are healthier than Americans. Thank you for letting me take this trip. It was an experience of a lifetime.